Welcome, Amazon customers. I'm David Whitley, author of The Midnight Charter. Thank you for coming to see. Not at all. No. I had obviously seen, I'm sure, at some sort of subconscious level, that there is so much consumerism, and so much was been driven by the need to buy and to sell and to market everything. But actually, the inspiration for me came when I was on holiday. I was in Prague. I was in the old town square where there are an awful lot of sort of oldie-worldy style souvenir stalls. And I was in the middle of them, and I looked up and I noticed that from where I was, the stalls had completely hidden the entire city from view. All the historical sites, all the things that the souvenirs were about, you couldn't see them at all. And I thought, if this carried on, the stalls would soon have to start selling souvenirs of each other, because there wouldn't be anything left for them to show. And that silly, strange little idea just sort of grew into the whole idea of, well, what could you sell? Is there anything that you can't sell? And how much more would we if we could, like thoughts or memories or emotions? So I think that was the central idea. But yes, I'm a little bit alarmed, actually, at how the world has since moved on since then, and I'm anxiously checking through the sequel for further predictions. I very much had the 18th century in mind. I think mainly because the 18th century was such an absolutely driven mercantile era. I mean, it was the age of the first ever stock market crash. It was the age when really, as close as we ever been in history to literally anything being able to be bought and sold. And I also wanted to use the 18th century because it was such a wonderful age of ideas, the age of the Enlightenment, of places where nothing would hold back people with extraordinary notions changing the world, where French revolutionaries could change the calendar and decimalize the clock, and where you built whole countries upon sets of ideals. But as for place, I think it's a mixture of a lot of cities that I've been to, a lot of old and interesting cities, London and Venice and Prague, and but that overall notion of a city that is both ancient and yet teeming with continuous action really appealed to me. Best part of being a writer, this is going to have to be in two. The best part of being a writer in the sort of public area is, the extraordinary way that you can communicate all of your ideas to such a huge range of people and get the feedback on that, and all the connections that are then formed. But as a writer, as a personal, private thing, the moment when a phrase just clicks together in the right way. I think Clive James said at one point that the art of a writer is to turn a phrase until it catches the light. And I think for me that just sums up what the joy of the day-to-day part of being a writer is.